considering he seems incapable of opening his mouth in public without inserting at least one of his size 9s, the Fiver can't help but feel that Greg Clark does not seem quite the ideal candidate to travel the globe, glad-handing fellow football Blazers before a potential 2030 World Cup bid by England. In the past couple of months, the FA chairman has portrayed himself as a boorish buffoon in front of a government select committee, described institutional racism as fluff, belittled a victim of the football sex abuse scandal, and admitted the organization he heads is out of touch and has lost the trust of the public. Who better, then, to send on what the Fiver is predicting will be quite the international harm offensive? I ask you to work with the board to win back the trust of our country, Clark said in a pulpit-thumping address to the FA Council, not long after revelations emerged of the bungling role he and assorted other FA bigwigs played in the Eni Aluko debacle. Now it has emerged he has also been trying to win back the trust of other countries who correctly consider English football's governing body to be a collection of entitled, out-of-touch old fossils who are arrogant, aloof, and far too pleased with themselves. Clark has already visited 2/3 of UEFA's other FIFA members and will now extend his meetings to include those in Africa and Asia, where one wonders what could possibly go wrong considering how disastrously England's bid for 2018 fared, with comparatively recognizable charmers such as Prince William and David Cameron on board. Of course, it is important to remember that Clark is not exactly paving the way for an FA bid for the World Cup in 2030 but merely trying to get a handle on the potential pointlessness of wasting the millions it would cost to even launch one. It's my job to get to know enough people in UEFA and FIFA so that we may or may not get a run at a tournament, but we won't waste £20 million bidding for a tournament we can never win, because that's 40 artificial pitches I can't afford to waste. Whatever England's chances of getting to host World Cup 2030, the Fiver can at least agree with Clark that it is almost certainly a tournament they will not win. Join Nick Miller from 6 p.m. GMT for hot MBM coverage of Apollon Lim at Sol 0-0 Everton, while we'll hopefully task some equally lucky soul with Arsenal Youth 1-1 Bate Borisov at 8:05 p.m. It's a dressing room that are disappointed, that are fighting, that are showing their passion for this club. The issue in the dressing room was no big deal. It was me speaking mostly. There were a couple of views exchanged between the players, but it was nothing abnormal. It wasn't disrespectful in any way. It was a healthy discussion. Some honesty was spoken. Paul Clement gives the lowdown on Swansea's full and frank chat after defeat at Stoke. Elise James is in the guest hot seat for Football Weekly Extra. Producing The Guardian's thoughtful, in-depth journalism. The stuff not normally found in this email, obviously, is expensive, but supporting us isn't. If you value our journalism, please support us by making a one-off or recurring contribution.